and welcome to today's video. So this time I'm with Stafano at the Folio Vault, and we're going to be having a look around. We're going to be touring the books. We're going to be, well, asking Stafano a few questions about how the Folio Vault started, and well, I think it's going to be a fascinating video. So sit back, relax, and let's get to it. So Stafano, thank you for allowing me to come and take a look around the Folio Vault today. It's well, it's something that I've been interested in. I've seen you guys online for quite a while now, and I was really impressed with your setup. So tell me, how did the Folio Vault come about then?
Yeah, thank you for coming, first of all, and welcome everyone to the Folio Vault. For those of you that don't know us, we are the largest reseller of second-hand Folio Society books. I started buying and reselling Folio Society books back in 2019. I always loved books and collecting in general.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of my dream. I started when I was still working as a data analyst for eBay.
Oh,
and that helped a bit, maybe.
Yeah.
And then in 2022, we created Folio Vault, and the business boomed thanks to my team and the people that I managed to bring in. And we have nice offices now in Surbiton.
Nice. Yeah. Did you collect Folio Society books before you started then?
Not exactly Folio Society books. Like most people, I didn't know about them. So I couldn't see them in shops, in charity shops, or so it was a bit of a surprise for me. So I understand it is something new for our clients as well. They like collecting Penguin books or hardback first editions, and then they sometimes they fall in love with Folio Society, and they start with a few books, and then sometimes they want to replace their entire collection with Folio Society whenever there is an edition that
Well, I can believe it, definitely. I mean, certainly I've certainly gone down that bit of a rabbit hole where I've thought, I really do like these. And although I gravitate towards the older ones, some of the stuff they're publishing in the last 20 years has just been absolutely some of the most beautiful books out there, aren't they? And it's your quality of stock is also amazing. That's what's really caught my eye as well, because it's not like a typical second-hand shop. These are proper collectible copies.
Yeah. Now that we are able to purchase more books, we are more selective. So we try to keep only the books that are in very good condition when possible, and we are trying to sell only the books that we know our clients like and they can sell in a reasonable amount of time. So the average quality of our books is definitely very good and like new.
That's good. I mean, the more modern sort of collectible books, I mean, some of the new Folio Society books, the ultra limited editions, the ones that are signed by illustrators, you do have those as well, don't you?
Yeah.
They come through your hands, but do they also sell quite quick as well?
Maybe not that quick. We like to have them, but at the same time, we like to introduce new clients to Folio Society. So there are plenty of beautiful Folio Society books in the range of 20 to 50 pounds that have, I would say, similar quality, not exactly all the
I know what you mean.
specifics of the limited editions, but these are books that everyone everyone can afford, so they sell quickly as well. That's something we like. But definitely we sold some incredibly expensive limited editions, such as the limited edition of Lord of the Rings from 2001 for something like £3,000.
Wow, incredible.
But that doesn't happen every day, and we don't want to focus on those limited editions.
You've got a great range here. I mean, Ollie was showing us around earlier, and we'll have a look around in a bit time. But I mean, the actual range of books that you've got, and I really like the way you've got it classified here as well, with your non-fiction, your fiction, even different genres within fiction, like your science fiction and fantasy. It's such a good mix. And when you think how many books Society have actually published, is it just under 3,000, something like that? Now there is, like you say, something for everybody, isn't there? Do you have any favourite authors yourself?
I like mainly non-fiction books, I would say.
Okay,
science, travel. Maybe are the ones I read the most.
Yeah, I think for non-fiction, my favourite is sort of military history.
Yeah.
Because that's, once again, there's always been old wars, hasn't there? And I do find them fascinating. You know, the older the better, often. You know, and the Folio Society does a lot of like ancient history as well, don't they? Those books seem to be quite popular as well. What about series of books like Patrick O'Brien or the fairy, the coloured fairy books? I mean, they're super collectible, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. We have a lot of
Good
them.
run of them, yeah.
And we sell them regularly. We tend to sell these books individually when possible, because we know that the majority of our clients already have some of them, and we prefer to just help them complete a collection instead of just selling an entire collection.
Absolutely,
we find it easier.
Well, I'm in the process myself. I like Charles Dickens. He's probably my favourite classic author. And I think the Folio Society have published them all at least 3 times now, I think. And the editions I like, I did spot some around.
Even 5 times.
In fact, it could be,
5 times.
They're the ones, those green ones there are the ones that I like.
These
are also really nice, but I'd never seen any in the flesh. I think these are perhaps more common than these ones. Are these more recent again?
Yeah, they've been published between 2011, 2015.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. I mean, but like you say, you would help a collector rather than sell a whole run of, say, the 16, because I know you've done some sets, haven't you? But
sometimes we do. We do it when we have several copies, so we can afford to just sell a collection as a set, and then the other books individually. But if we have only one set, particularly if it's not complete, obviously we just sell the books individually. Only when the books are a bit cheaper, we tend to bundle up and try to sell an entire collection.
Oh no, that's fair enough. Yeah. What are your future plans? So you're very, very active on social media, and some of the stuff I like is when, I don't know who goes out and does the buying, is it yourself mainly? But somebody turns up in a car and you've got that open bonnet and you just see a row of all brand new books that you've just bought in. So what is your sort of process then from buying a collection? Or someone gives you a call and says, do you want to come and have a look at my collection?
Yeah, usually they contact us.
Yeah.
They find us on social media or on Google. We have a very good presence and reputation on Google, social media, eBay. So whenever someone has a collection they want to sell, usually they drop us an email or give us a call. Sometimes they might show up here with books, but not very often. And it's actually better for us to send them a quote. We have a lot of data available in order to offer a reasonable price. And usually 70-80% of the time, our sellers accept our offer because they realize that it is actually more time effective and then try to list each book individually, because even if we don't tell them, but everyone understands that it takes approximately half an hour to sell a book.
From start to finish,
From start to finish, we need to clean it, check the conditions, write them down, create a listing, because we are going to compete on eBay or on social media.
Look as good as possible,
and then need to pick the book, order processing, packing, posting, and if everything goes well, and then there could be issues with customs, with courier. So we offer good value and a very convenient service, because sometimes we can go and collect, or we can help sellers with arranging a courier collection, packing. We have guides on our website how to pack, how to pick a courier. So we make the entire process relatively easy, and we see that it's appreciated. Everyone likes our service.
Well, I've had a couple of parcels from you, and they've been really well packed and very quick.
Yeah, we don't expect that level of packing when sellers post our books to us. We understand that it's not that easy, but just the basic things like protecting the books with some bubble wrap at least, and some extra layers of cardboard here and there. But usually we haven't had any problems, and the books are usually in the same condition as described.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's brilliant. I mean, so, and you do a downloadable catalogue, don't you?
Yes,
Yeah.
we have one because our website doesn't have an e-commerce function at the moment. So we have a Google sheet that we are planning to update on a daily basis from now on.
Okay.
Because we are using a new database that we built internally, and actually we went live just today.
Oh, brilliant!
So we have this new software with a proper database in the cloud, so it will be easier for us to update our list on our website, and it will help us with all sorts of things like listing on eBay will be a bit more automated, and we will have more time to do other things like talking to our clients, sourcing more books. So we are trying to automate and streamline all our processes as much as we can.
Now that is something that is worth mentioning. So if people come directly to you, it is going to be slightly cheaper than if they were, say, to buy it off eBay.
Yeah, example. Any platform, not just eBay, is a bit more expensive.
Yeah.
But there is some advantage in buying on eBay because
for the overseas
they save your bank account details, your payment method. They offer some support. So you pay for that fee, so there is nothing wrong with that. But if someone already know us and don't really need that kind of service from eBay or Etsy, I mean, it's the same.
I would go to you direct.
They get the same service, the same quality of packaging.
It is brilliant. As I said, it's the easiest way to do it. I think is just give you a shout now. I think it's probably the easiest way. But it's good that you've got that, and you also list them on the Folio Facebook groups. There's a couple of those as well.
We have always
and Instagram. It's great. Your little listings on Instagram when you've had a collection in, it's just a great way of doing it. You got 6 or 7 photos, and then the price for each book. Down below. Perfect.
It also helps us with our processes, so we know that when we get new stock, it's better for us to just publish that on social media to see if anyone is interested. So we don't have to take 10 or 15 pictures for each book as we do when we have to list on eBay. So we save a bit of time. So we are more than happy to give a little discount if they purchase immediately on social media from us. And that happens from time to time. We also reserve some of these books for our best clients. So if someone told us that they are looking for a particular book, first we notify them. So we start with that, then we go on social media, and then after a couple of days, our Ollie will start taking the pictures for eBay and do the listings on eBay, where usually books sell in a couple of weeks, less than 2 months.
Right.
Because they are priced well.
I've noticed your turnover seems to be really quick. Certainly with certain. I know you're getting a lot of the same books again and again, but they are turning over, which is
we spent a lot of amount of time getting all the data right. So this is my background in data. So we can see the actual market price of the books, looking at the transactions, real transactions, while most people tend to look at listings on eBay. That is incredibly misleading. So we just look at what really sells, how often it sells, what is the market price, and we based our prices on that and the condition of the books. So we noticed that when we started doing this in a better way, we started selling quickly, and we don't have to spend time adjusting the prices or
I know that makes sense. So out of all your authors or all your Folio Society books, is there any sort of like best-selling authors within the Folio Society publications? I mean, people who, as soon as they come in, they go, like, I don't know, Stephen King, maybe? The few Stephen Kings, they just go again and again.
More than a particular author, I would say books that have been published by Folio Society over the last 5 years, 5 to 10 years. It's really hard for us to purchase them regularly. So whenever we have a book that has been published recently, obviously it's more in demand, and it's not on the Folio Society website anymore.
Oh, I see. Do you think that's because they're just still in collections?
Yes.
And people are not looking to get rid of them yet?
Yeah.
Certainly, starting my collection, I've been buying a few job lots off eBay, and it tends to be, I don't know, someone like my mum who's in her 80s now and she's not really interested in the books anymore. So she said, I'll just let them go. And she was probably a member for 10 years. So there's a lot of books there. Do you find, these sorts of collections are offered to you quite frequently with the sort of, say, more common 70s, 80s, less demand books, 90s books? Do you get offered those much?
Yeah, we get offered collection with books from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and usually we purchase them because we know that even if they don't hold a lot of value, but our seller prefer to sell the entire collection.
Understood,
They don't want us to just
ones.
pick 10 or 20 books.
Yeah. And there are some early collectible books, aren't
but
they?
we still sell them. Sometimes we bundle them up.
Yeah.
So, for example, recently we bundled books from the 60s and they sold
I
well.
bought one of those bundles.
Okay.
I actually bought one myself. So
that was a good deal, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it had the 12 books
But it
and
was
all of them
better
I needed.
for us to do that instead of taking pictures of each book.
Yeah.
Some of them are already on eBay.
Yeah.
And there are more than 10 listings, so we don't want to compete with all our other sellers on eBay that obviously can sell these books for a cheaper price sometimes.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So we tend to bundle these books together, or we just give them away. Just recently we sold maybe 100 books to a shop in India, where there is a bookseller that has a real shop, and they obviously cannot find Folio Society books. So
I guess not. Yeah.
We sold books for just a few pounds each.
Fantastic.
Shipping was expensive, but let's see how it goes. So we are more than happy to sell Folio Society books that are still in very good condition, that can resell on eBay for even 10, 20 pounds. We are happy to just sell them to other businesses. And that is something we want to do more frequently, because we know that the space is amazing here, but it's limited. We don't want to, and also our time is limited. We prefer to work just 4 or 5 hours a day, to be honest. We don't want to spend too much time taking pictures and listing books that then we sell for 10, 15 pounds. It's a bit, I've done it for several years, and we want to just focus on more valuable books now.
Oh, brilliant. Well, that is fantastic. And lastly then, just to round off, future plans, bigger and better?
We have big plans, we want to keep growing in the UK. We are growing 10% every quarter.
Oh, fantastic.
And we just invested a lot of time in building this software and database. And I think 30%, 35% of our sales are in the US. It's one of our largest markets.
Right, okay.
So we are considering opening Folio Vault USA at some point.
Wow.
So if there is anyone
based office in the States,
if there is anyone in the US with some experience in reselling, we are open for business.
You never know. Well, you heard
we know that we are selling a lot there. We know that there are plenty of collectors that want to sell their collection, and they don't have anyone. In the US, there is no one who specializes in Folio Society books, so they don't get a fair amount of money when they sell Folio Society books to bookshops. So if we can be there, we can offer our service partially remotely from the UK, but we have a place where people in the US and Canada can post their books, and those books will be, we can resell these books straight in the US, I believe, because it's not reasonable to bring them back here. So that will help us grow even further, because we are already the largest reseller in the world of Folio Society books, but our presence in the US is still, I would say, big, but at the beginning, because we only sell to clients that are happy to pay for shipping. And most of our clients obviously are not worried about that. They are happy to pay 20, 25, 30 pounds just for postage, but there could be many more that simply don't want to spend so much. They don't want to wait 5 or 10 days to get their books. I understand that, but mainly because we see an opportunity. There are a lot of Folio Society books there that we can purchase.
and pass on to other collectors.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Well, on my channel, 40% of my audience is in America and Canada.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that someone watching this, they think, wow,
I'm
going to give them
actually going there
an email
on Saturday.
Oh, well,
my wife
yeah,
is
yeah.
American, so
Okay.
I have a few connections, but not enough to say we open.
No, not yet. Not yet.
An office there. But yeah, that could be next year. Something that really I would like to do.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, okay, so we're going to go freehand now, and our friend here, Ollie, is going to give us a little tour. Hi, Ollie. He's going to give us a little tour of the shelves as we go along. So, well, I think right behind you, we've got the fairy books. Now, this has always been something that I've been a little bit mystified by, because what are these all about? Are these children's books? They're just really nicely illustrated. I've never even seen inside one. So can you give us a bit of a flash?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so
okay.
They're a bit of a specialism when Stafano started the Vault. They have a real cult following among collectors. They're typically sort of just bundles of different sort of fantasy stories, fairy tales, sort of folklore, but they do have these absolutely gorgeous illustrations.
Yes.
Colour illustrations throughout. And so they're all just grouped by colour, and you can get the whole the whole set. As you can see, we've got quite a few. I haven't got everything here. But Stefano, do you know how many there are in total?
12
in the series. 12.
12 in the series, right? Okay.
And they vary from approximately £90 for a blue fairy up to £1,000.
Wow.
So there's a lot of variation.
Yeah.
But they're really popular. They're sort of what
you've even got some sealed ones there as well.
Yeah, they come in. Well, they're quite recent books, and being such a collectible one in the collectible book world, you do get a lot of people keeping them in the plastic. So good for us.
They are sort of bought as investments almost in those ones.
Yeah. So I mean, sometimes we have clients who will get a book for the shelf, a book new in plastic to sell on later, and then a paperback to actually read.
Right.
It's
I can believe it. I can believe it. I was looking on the top shelf there, so you got the fantastic Patrick O'Brien series. They are just beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah, I can't believe that's us thin on the ground. We used to have them up to here when we got a full collection of them.
So they have been. They do sell on, and do people buy that one at a time or a couple at a time?
You'd be surprised how many people actually do buy one at a time. Normally, because they're trying to fill out a collection, get a last couple. There are some that are quite a bit rarer. But the good thing about these is they are quite recent printings, but even so, we get a lot that are in really good nick.
Yeah.
So plenty of sealed ones, plenty of, like new, basically just had the plastic wrap taken off and sent straight to us. So they're a really nice sort of staple of the shop.
Yeah.
I think O'Brien is probably... Other than Dickens, these up here are all of our sort of author-specific shelves.
Yeah.
So, we're not going to have all these different lovely leather-bound Dickens and put them through our literature set. We want them all in one place for picking books. So between Dickens and O'Brien, I think they were probably the first authors we did that with.
Yeah.
Same with the Woodhouse over here.
So they did some big box sets, didn't they, for... PG Woodhouse.
Absolutely. So there's 2 6-volume sets. There's Jeeves and Wooster 6-volume, Best of Blanding 6-volume. There's a 5-volume version that is actually goes for quite a bit more than the 6-volume.
All right. Yeah.
Made that mistake quite early on. I think my first week listed one or the other, and managed to fix that pretty quick. And then we've got this that came in recently, which is my personal favourite, just a little 3-volume set.
Just the best of Jeeves and Wooster.
Just all you need, that's the real highlights.
Yeah, Imitable Jeeves, one of my favourites, fantastic.
But as you can see, they do have a tendency to fade, so you have got to be a little careful.
Absolutely.
And they fade almost entirely, which is...
You do have nothing,
Yeah. You do get a few that fade quite interestingly. The Bronte Sisters collection, that'll go from green to purple, and then back to green. It's
yeah, darn son. I see. Well, we've ended up actually by the bit of science fiction that you've got here, which is
a little bit
very, very popular genre, of course, and the Folio Society seems to be publishing more and more of it at the moment.
It's definitely becoming...
evidently selling.
Well, you can see here, so this plastic wrap, the sort of wax paper style of sealing, this only started in 2023, I believe. The plastic wrap was what was used before then. And as you can see, we've got 2 here and not many books. That's quite a good ratio for us for new volumes. But they're definitely coming out with a lot more new versions. So this, not quite so new, but Duangel's Dream of Electric.
It's an incredible edition, that, isn't it?
And
Absolutely
then,
amazing, that one.
Flip it over, you got a Scanner Darkly.
Yeah, very cool.
And it's, I think this is a bit of a personal favourite, just that highlighter green. Yeah. I mean, that's going to stand out on any shelf.
Absolutely. Have you ever come across Brave New World, the 70s one of that, and the silver?
Yes.
cover?
Oh, the mirrored one.
Yeah, I have got that one now, and it's amazing.
Absolutely
really
horrible
amazing
to
one.
take photos of. I tell you that much. So if you can find that on our eBay, you'll get a nice look of me.
Oh, right, okay. And I spotted Tolkien down here as well. Now, there's obviously, I would imagine that the Tolkien books are these ones here are quite in demand.
Yes, careful with this one. This old 70s edition. You can see it's almost like chalk on the top. You run your finger over that. Just a little light bit there. You can see.
Wow. Okay.
So you've got to be quite careful with these ones. When you get them in good condition and that sort of binding cover or whatever they've applied on there is in good condition, it won't come off like that.
Right.
But it is something that you've really got to look out for. I'm kind of waiting for a really bad nick one to come along just to wipe that all off and just have this nice sort of tan underneath the gold embossing.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Probably sacrilege to collectors.
Even so, but that is particular for that edition then, is it?
Yeah. There's it's something that you see a lot. It just breaks down over time, and they didn't use the material again, understandably so. But if you're a Tolkien fan, there is something a lot more interesting for you up here. Step ladder ready. So our limited editions or our sort of special editions, keep some of them down here because they're a bit too tall to keep on the rest of the shelves. And then the really special stuff just up here. There's a couple of
top.
down there. That Pilgrim's Progress at the end. We've got a sibling numbers.
I saw that actually on your Instagram. Yeah.
So if you've got 438 and I can't remember the numbers now. 441. Yeah, let us know. They need a reunion. So, up here. Not the most flattering angle up on the ladder. We've got this here.
Now that looks a serious set.
This is collectible with a capital C.
Okay.
So I'll start with a slightly more boring one first. This is the deluxe collector's edition of the Hobbit. Yeah. It's a similar style to the sort of white chalky one you saw over there.
Yeah. But it's almost like a Greek key design on the side.
So this is the regular edition. The collector's edition is full leather, much like this, with full goatskin binding. It is nice, but it's the same interior. This is upside down.
Oh yeah.
A lovely match, the red pop colour.
Yeah.
My sister-in-law actually purchased for you just for that.
Right. Okay.
It's really adds when you're reading it. It's get all the illustrations, and the illustrations
very nice.
Colour in this one. You have some black and white sketches in the others, but for the real Tolkien fans, we've got this set, The Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
So this is limited edition.
Yeah.
Numbered.
Wow.
I think it's you'll have to check back with me afterwards, but I think about 1200, 1250.
Okay.
These were made, and I'll just get them out for you so you can see. You've actually got a leather slipcase,
as opposed to cardboard. Yeah.
Which is quite. You don't get that an awful lot.
No.
With folio books, and binding continues, sort of quarter bound in that same leather. Lovely. I think it's goatskin, if I remember correctly. Okay. It's in the first. We'll get back to it in the first volume. But with this sort of material, normally I wear gloves when I'm doing the photos on eBay. Yeah. But you actually are encouraged to handle this with your hands because the leather absorbs the oils on your hand, and they keep it supple and keep it in good condition. So no gloves for these, which does always scare me a little bit. I'll just check this one. So yeah, maps on the end leaves as well.
Lovely, yeah.
No space wasted. Here we are. 1750.
Numbered then, yeah. That's 177. That's very nice, isn't it?
Nice
in Wassa goatskin with hand-woven Indian silk sides. Calligraphy by John Andrew Arkham Maseed. Wow.
And of course with the sort of the elven characters as
Yes,
well in
indeed,
some of the
yeah.
illustrations. It does sort of fit everything. So you can see you've got these smaller black and white.
Beautiful. They're really nice, yeah.
Line drawing
See,
style.
that's what's different for Folio Society. They make that effort to do that little thing, like at the start of a chapter. They'll put in a little illustration like that. Although, Tolkien is a bit of an exception, isn't it? Because they have had some fine editions over the years.
They certainly have.
But the Folio ones are a lovely set to get. And those are beautiful.
There's a little illustration for you. Oh. Can you spot it? Well, anyway, you can see there's some lovely illustrations in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
We actually had this with the Silmarillion and the Hobbit, all matching numbers.
Oh, wow.
So they did those two in the same
What a
sort
great
of style.
way to get them. Yeah, all in one hit with the uniform numbers. Yeah.
And so they weren't sold together.
No.
You wouldn't be able to go out and say, hey, can I get number 417 of each of these? Someone has gone out and they have sought the same numbers, and it was
incredible. Yeah.
Do you remember how much we ended up selling that one for? It was about 4,000 or something?
Yeah, 3,500.
3,500.
Someone in London.
Wow.
It's
It's fantastic.
really something special.
Yeah. I've just spotted your Anthony Paul's, The Dance to Music of Time. It's a great
Oh, yeah.
series, that.
Got plenty of those if you want to take one now.
Yeah, I can say that's the series I've got the first of. I've got the first printings, regular hardbacks of those. They haven't done Dare the Triffids yet, have they? In Folio, I don't think.
I think they might have done
Dare the
Triffids.
Has that been done as a Folio?
I think we've had one.
They might have done that one. Yeah, that might be one on my list.
But one of those more recent sci-fi ones. Like I said, they're just...
Well, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, 50s originally, of course, but yeah.
There's a couple more that might be of interest.
So you got Dare the Jackal. That's a sealed one, isn't it? Frederick Forsyth.
Yes,
Yeah,
just
see that one there.
So yeah, that's our literature section. Those last two shelves, obviously the biggest genre for us. It encompasses so many different titles.
Yeah. So I noticed here. So here's an example. You got Secret Garden, Francis Hodgson Burnett. This is I think it's the original one because I think I've got that one myself. But this is much more recent. So from a collector's point of view and a price point of view, which one ends up being the more expensive and or the more desirable?
So generally speaking, the newer the book, the more desirable it is, which is goes contrary to every other sort of collectible community, really.
Yeah.
But I think the difference with Folio Society is, well, first of all, these are all reprints and republishing in some way or another. You're not getting any original titles. First printing of James Bond, like we were talking earlier, or something like that. These are inherently sort of reproductions in one way or another, even if they're redone and reissued in a very nice luxury format. And the second of all is you are getting a lot of sort of new material with these books. So it could be a whole new set of illustrations or a new bespoke introduction from relevant author or someone in the you get with a lot of the history titles, a very prominent historian will come give their thoughts.
Yeah.
You get this new material, and I think because those new books offer something these old books don't, the older books don't hold their value like other collectible books would. And it's the same with first editions. Within one version of a book, we'll sell a first edition for the exact same price as a printing that was fourth printing a few years later. They're not seen in the same way as other collectible publishers in that way.
Yeah. No, I think you're spot on. I mean, that is just how it is, isn't it? Yeah.
There you go. But there are some interesting sort of differences even within just one print run. So here we are, French Revolution.
Okay.
These are they're technically not sort of separate versions. I think if you open the books, it'll have the same publishing year in, and then on the copyright page, it'll obviously have one printing and another printing from different years.
Yeah.
But they're considered the same titles, the same volumes. You can see here with the slipcase, this one's got a sort of buckram material, woven almost, and then you've got this one with the printed sides.
Ah, yeah.
And there are variations like that you need to keep an eye out for if it's something you're considering as a collector.
Okay.
But it means there's so much to learn about these books. You know, you can have a list of, or, you know, something like library thing, you can have a list of all of the titles and all the information, and there's still these little variations, these little differences.
I have spotted a few little errors on it, just myself, and I'm not even an expert, but I've spotted some. I think they've got the introduction on the Maltese Falcon assigned to somebody else, and I think that may have been who it was in the catalogue, but in the finished book it was a different person who'd done the introduction. So that's one I'd spotted recently.
So there's, you know, as much as it's a very active community, it's by no means...
Well, it's such a huge field, though, isn't it? That's the thing.
Exactly.
I mean, there are collectors on there, though, with massive collections, aren't there? And but it's a group effort. It's a group effort, isn't it? I mean, Penguin collecting's the same. It's taken, you know, hundreds and hundreds of collectors to piece together the intricacies of just one publisher, and it would be the same with the Folio Society.
And it's a work of preservation, and you know, you're creating this sort of communal archive of these titles, and they're not something that you can just look up online. Sometimes you do just need to know someone who has that book, or find them online in a forum somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think it's really nice that the community can have that and actively collaborate in a way that isn't just buying and selling books. It's also, you know, appreciating the history of all these things.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
So for, you know, the British Myths and Legends set, this is, on Library Thing, a bit infamous for being really tricky to distinguish. Same with the Greek myths here. So
what, the particular editions?
So the 3-volume versus the single volume.
Okay.
But there's a luxury version, like a leather-bound version of the 3-volume as well.
Yeah.
So it's really easy to get confused between the original single volume with the sort of leather binding here, quarter binding there, and the leather 3-volume edition. It's little things like this that do switch up and do get changed.
Yeah.
And while it is something to keep an eye out for if you are buying, we try our best to be very clear about the book you're buying with our listings, and all the exterior photos are going to be of the book you're going to get. We're not the only stock photos of the internals, the illustrations.
Understood.
And things.
Yeah.
But it is something to be aware of when you're buying. But it's also quite exciting because it means that you might stumble across a book that you thought you had the only version of, and there's actually a little variation, there's a little difference, there's something, you know, there's always something new to learn about and discover and appreciate. And it is a wonderful thing about Folio Society.
Indeed, yeah. That's a great book, isn't it? The Folio 60.
This one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Collectors love to see catalogs like this one.
Yeah.
This is the last one that was published, printed actually, because the Folio 75 is only available online. And this is interesting because if we go back to 1989, you can see the French Revolution. There is a long description, and then in the end it says second impression, still 1989. The printing after 2001, it has a reproduction of painting in color. It doesn't mention the spine, slightly different, but basically it mentioned that there is a printing on the side.
Yeah.
So they look similar, but they mentioned that a newer printing has a different case. But as he pointed out, actually, it is the spine that is different as well. But yeah, each printing has could have a different binding, different illustration. So it's a matter of preference. Sometimes
that's it. Yeah, absolutely.
You might prefer the old one or the newer one, but as a rule of thumb, the most recent editions are the ones that people like.
That's it. Yeah, any mistakes would have been rectified, and if anything, improved upon.
So I think there's probably a couple last ones we can show you that would be of interest.
Okay.
One of them is a very accessible title, Stones of Venice.
Right.
Here we are.
Yeah.
This is a personal favourite.
Okay.
I'm not sure how collectors would feel. So this is sort of the book in its sort of vanilla state, unmodified. Got some beautiful colour illustrations there. Lovely book, not too expensive either. Sort of you're not paying more than £30 for it.
Yeah.
So a really good entry point. So I picked up one myself.
Yeah.
So this one's a little different. And it's printed upside down and back to front.
Right, okay.
So we're not sure.
Little anomaly, yeah.
Not sure if that was done at the
binders,
Folio
the printers.
Society's end, or if it was rebound or what.
Interesting, yeah.
You know, you do get some defects like that.
Yeah.
So a few production defects as well.
That's
definitely
inevitable,
one of the more
isn't
fun
it? Yeah.
ones.
See, a bookshop, back to my book days, if we received a book like that, it would just be in the returns pile and go back to the publisher for pulping. But it's a bit different with Folio Society. Unless someone received that and complained at the time, they've ended up. That's the copy they've got in their collection.
It's going to go out, and it does mean that you're not necessarily. Some people will see it as a defect and will take it for less. They'll sell it for less, and some people like me, I really quite like it.
It's quite collectible, yeah. It's
for me, it's
unusual.
It's a bit more collectible.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, absolutely. I just you got the lovely. So these are the Graham Greene sets. We've got the Sherlock Holmes.
Yes,
a couple of Agatha Christie's. I'm just saying I got the box. I just sent to my sister. She's a huge Agatha Christie fan. She was surprised that they haven't published more of Christie. I don't know why that is, because she's incredibly popular at the moment. And something else I've just seen. So your copies of Animal Farm. Now that's a Folio Society book that's been reprinted many, many times, hasn't it?
Yes. Well, you can see.
I mean, I don't know how many is it, in the 20s possibly. So that's a more recent one. I think the original was more like that.
Yes. So at one point in the 70s, I believe they stopped print. They reversed the orientation of the text on the spine. But in almost every other way, they're largely the same book.
Yeah.
But it's those little changes. That's not going to be in collector's guides and things generally.
No.
But it does mean at a glance you can sort of date a book a little bit.
That's true. And from my point of view, once again, so the Folio Society of Animal Farm, a key book from one of my favourite authors, the first printing of that, because it's been reprinted so many times, would you put a little premium on that one if you had the first of it?
They're not super expensive books,
no.
First of all. And there are so many different ways that you can read Animal Farm.
Absolutely, true.
It's probably not one that we would consider, unless it was in a really good, unless it was sort of mint, like new, fine condition, and it was a first edition. Maybe
you might put
a little play on it there, but there's really not much in it, and they're not. These aren't super expensive books.
It's so interesting that even compared to the regular book world, it's just difficult to get my head around that.
It's so counterintuitive.
Because I would, that is one I've got in the first. Yeah.
1984, fittingly.
Yeah. Actually, find the 1984 Penguin edition of 1984. That's a good one to find, and one I can't get.
So you've got these lovely Quentin Blake.
That's it. Yeah.
Illustrations, which really make the book.
He did loads for Folio Society. I was speaking to Tom Adams's widow, the one who did all the great 70s Agatha Christie books, and I said to Georgie, I said, did he ever get approached by the Folio Society to do any illustrations? He said he did a couple of times, and they couldn't afford him. That's what he said. I thought that was really quite comical.
I wonder if Quentin Blake got a bit of a bulk discount.
Well, he did a lot, and he wasn't. Tom Adams was beautiful. Take his time, painted covers that probably took a couple of months. Quentin Blake probably knocked out an illustration in an afternoon, I would think. But yeah, so much fantastic stuff. So I think I've covered this side.
Yes,
I think I've covered those bookcases. Yeah, the non-fiction.
This is all history. These two shelves.
It's lovely stuff.
Does sort of keep us pretty well stocked,
which is great. Yeah, there's so many of these. I didn't realise they'd done one for The Longest Day.
It's a recent one, yeah.
Yeah. And Dan Burt's, yeah.
I'd say between sci-fi and the historical non-fiction, I think that's probably where we're seeing the most new editions come out.
That's interesting. Anthony Beevor's as well. I wonder if they'll do any more of it, because they've done a few of Beevor, haven't they? His military history is great to read. Right, and then what's over here? And this is the only shelf I haven't really had a good look at.
Yeah, so this is the rest of our non-fiction. So it's sort of the, smaller genres, bits and pieces. It's why it's, we haven't got as much space. This stuff is not really a part of that. So we do sell some non-folio Society books if they come in with big collections.
Understood, yeah.
And then we've got a couple of sets here that we don't want to clog up the main space with. So the History of England, various authors.
That is a big series.
Through from Roman Britain to the year 2000.
I love them. I think the content's great. The only thing I don't like is the little white label on the or the seemingly white label on the spine. They're actually better in the flesh than they
sort
look
of a
at
light,
online. Yeah,
duck shell blue. And then down here we've got all of the Empires sets.
Yeah,
and
nice,
individual here. So they're quite popular. We get quite a few in, and they tend to get sold just as quickly.
Okay.
But you've got to be careful. These slipcases, they do have a tendency to tear because there's a lot of weight in that.
Yeah.
Cardboard slipcase. It's good for protecting the outside of the book, but you never want to lift it up by this here because that's how you get a nice long tear along that seam, and you have got to be careful. Yeah. So we'll see the books will be in perfect condition, but the slipcase will look like it's been through the wars.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
So you've got to keep an eye out with those. So moving up, we've got a lot of Gibbon's history of the decline and fall of the Roman Empire.
Oh, yeah.
Personally not a fan, but that's because I have to take the photos of the 8 volumes in our little light box.
Yeah.
You can see, there's a sort of leather effect. I don't think it's not real leather, but these sort of brown with the gilded edges there.
Yeah.
Edition. You get the cream edition, which fade a bit more easily, but I think the colour with the red and the blue is really nice. Really makes them pop out on the shelf.
Yeah.
Moving up here, we've got
great author.
Yes, we've got travel.
Yeah. Travel.
Well, I say travel. Travel sounds like you go on holiday. I wouldn't want to be on with Captain Scott. But yeah, we've got travel, and that does overlap quite a bit with the sort of autobiographical or just biographical works as well. But no, travel focus. Got these here. Moving up, we've got religion here. So these could be books just about religion, so the history of the church, English church people. It could also just be religious texts. So we have a copy of the King James Bible here, and we have a copy of the Quran, which is actually a gorgeous example.
Yeah.
No slipcase, sadly, on that one. But so it's quite interesting to see those come out. I don't feel like you see a lot of collectible, just religious texts in the same way.
No.
Moving up, we've got philosophy.
Yeah.
So a bit of Confucius, a bit of René Descartes over there. Moving up here, art and design, as architecture, and you should be over there because that's our tiny food and drink section.
All right, okay.
Which are gorgeous. If you want to have some, the best of Folio Society, so the lovely illustrations, the beautiful sort of build quality and the feel in the hand, the cookbooks and the food books are generally less popular.
Yeah.
Quite a bit cheaper, but you have so many of these beautiful illustrations. They're delightful to read.
That's good to know.
So if you're just starting out, that can be a really good way to get into it. Then up here, we've got sort of science and nature.
Yeah.
So you've got some more recent stuff from, you'll have Relativity by Einstein or right next to a bit of Darwin.
Brilliant.
And there's such a nice variety there. This quite often fills up. We'll get a collection, someone who clearly loved that sort of genre, that type of book.
Yeah.
And it's always a treat because, something like this, History of British Birds, I really wanted to keep this one for myself, but sadly it is a little expensive.
Yeah.
See a bit of wear on the slipcase just with the,
I
think it's an egret. The illustration there just coming away a little bit, but generally really nice condition. Gorgeous printed sides with this feather-like pattern.
Yeah.
And then quarter bound with the matching blue leather, just so they look a bit nicer on the shelf. But the illustrations in this, I think it's Folio Society's strength, and you're really getting the most of it with books like this.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, personal favourite of mine there.
That's great.
And then last, just to finish up here, we've got some psychology books here, a bit of reference. So we do get quite a few dictionaries and things come in. They're not super popular until they all sell at once, it seems. So there's some real reference nuts out there. Moving down to biographies and true stories.
Yeah.
Get quite a lot of Churchill in here.
Yeah.
Jane Austen's Letters is quite a nice entry point into some of Jane Austen's works at a bit of a lower price point as well. but you do get some nice ones coming in here. And we've just got this, I can't remember the official name of this series. It's sort of a semi-official series in that there's clearly a similarity in the style of the artwork here, but they're not being sold as a set.
Understood.
Not being released as a set.
It's sort of a bit like boys only early 19th century titles, aren't they, in a British Empire period, by the look of it. Yeah. And more Churchill down the bottom. History of the English-speaking peoples. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of Churchill with the Folio Society, but both written about him and by him.
Brilliant. Well, thank you for that, Ollie, for showing us around. That's
my pleasure.
Great stuff. Lots to see here. I've got nothing but praise for this setup. It's beautiful. Thank you so much for allowing me to come and have a film.
It was a pleasure.
It's been fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, Stafano. So there you go. If you've enjoyed this little chat and a look around the Folio Vault today, do please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Do please hit the like button for regular vintage folio content, and we'll look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye.
Bye.